Getting your first AI client is weirdly hard. Not because the work is hard, but because nobody really explains what actually matters at the beginning. If you've been building things, watching videos, messing around with agents, but still don't have anybody paying you, that's normal. In fact, that's where most people get stuck. And I see this constantly, not just from running our own AI agency, but from working closely with business owners in our school community. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how people actually land their first AI client. Things like mindset, outreach strategy, common roadblocks, how to overcome them, and I'm gonna present everything to you in a simple step-by-step format that is easy to follow. So if you want things to feel less confusing and more straightforward, keep watching. I need to get something out of the way here. There's no secret to this stuff. There's no magic outreach method, there's no magic niche, and there's no magic potion that is going to get you results immediately, okay? And that's the theme for this video. I'm not going to be telling you the stuff that you want to hear, that other gurus might say. I'm going to be telling you the stuff that you need to hear if you want to succeed. And to be honest, that's usually the hard stuff that you don't want to hear. Right before we get into step one, I want to showcase this beautiful and lovely illustration I prepared for you guys that outlines the 6 steps that we will be going through. But the reason I'm talking now is because I just want to say that you need to wait until step 5, because step 5 is pretty much the only step that you really need to succeed and get your first client. You can get every single step right, but if you're not going to do step 5, it's pretty much useless. Everything's useless. And the reason there's a funny face is because it's kind of a funny step. Just wait till we get there. Anyways, on to step 1, and that is to get your mind right, because mindset is all. If you don't have the right mindset, then it's really hard to get anything else to work. And the first thing that you need to do is to adjust your expectations regarding when your results will occur. If you think your results are going to occur in 1 month to 2 months, maybe adjust that to 2 to 4 months, okay? And the only thing that is going to do is prevent you from being disappointed when results don't come as soon as you thought. And it also creates a little bit more of a realistic expectation, because the reality is this stuff takes time. So don't expect anything different or you will be disappointed. I've seen it time and time again. And the second thing you need to understand is that consistent is key. If you are not consistent, you're dead. Ingrain that in your head. If you're not consistent, you're dead, okay? I don't care if you go absolutely crazy for 1 week. If you're not following up the next week and the week after that, you need to be consistent day after day, week after week, month after month, because you're expecting things to take long anyways, and then that's when your head is going to be in the right place. Step 2 to getting your first AI clients is to learn your niche by doing and actively practicing. So whatever niche you're in, maybe that is generating websites with AI lead gen, AI voice agents, whatever it may be, you need to practice actively rather than passively watching tutorials. So as you see this guy on the left, he's working, he's grinding, he's building projects, versus this lady who is simply watching tutorials and seems to be on some stimulant, some drug or something, but whatever. The point is, you need to be struggling with content. And now it's a little bit of a gray area, because a lot of the YouTube tutorials that you're watching are actually getting you to build projects as you go. So one thing to know, or one thing to take into consideration to determine if you're actually doing and learning properly, is to ask yourself the question, what do you look like when you're watching these tutorials? Do you look like the guy on the left, or do you look like the guy on the right? Because the truth is, you need to be struggling like this guy on the left here. If you're not feeling like you want to punch a hole through your computer, you're not learning properly, because when you learn properly, things are frustrating. When you're just watching a YouTube video passively, it's chill and it's easy. You need to be struggling with the content. That's how you know you're learning properly. A pro tip for the best way you can actually learn a niche is to build something out for a client for free and get that real experience, because you're getting experience with your building and you're getting experience with actual clients. So I want to shout out Reynoso. He's part of our Voice Agent Business Academy, who is actually doing this right now. In case you're wondering, we do have a school community where we tell you everything you need to know to get your first client and beyond selling voice AI systems to businesses. It is free to join. Check it out. Link is in the description. Step number 3 to getting your first AI clients, and that is to pick an outreach method. I've outlined 4 right here that are probably the ones that you want to go with. I've tried every single one of these out, and it's important to understand that whatever you choose, social media content, cold email, cold calls, warm network, is that you should probably be reaching out to your warm network anyways. And what that means is, if you know any business owner, if your dad's a business owner, your uncle's a business owner, your uncle's dad is a barber, works at a barber shop, reach out to everyone you know and then pitch them your service. That is something you should be doing regardless of what outreach method you're doing. But on top of that, you should actually pick an outreach method that you want to do. So that is posting on social media, cold emailing or email marketing, or doing cold calls. And once you pick one, you can move on to step 4, which is to do consistent outreach and commit to X reach outs per day. So for example, if you're doing cold calling, I need you to commit to 20 cold calls a day, whatever it is, or maybe it is 50 cold calls a week. I don't care about the number, but you need to pick a number that you can hold yourself accountable to and do it day after day, week after week, month after month, because that goes back to the consistency thing. If you're not consistent, you're dead. And it looks the same for any outreach method that you might choose. So if you're doing cold emails, you can do 50 emails a day. If you're doing social media, you can do 1 post a day, then reach out to 20 people per day over DMs. Choose your own number that you're comfortable with and one that you can do consistently day after day. Once you have that in order, you can move on to step 5, and this is the only step that actually matters. If you do everything else right, but you don't do this step, you're dead. Nothing is going to work. You need to do this step. What is this step? Actually doing it, because there's so many times, I'm getting a little bit passionate, sorry, I'm getting a little emotional, because there's so many times people prepare the right thing to do. So people say, I'm gonna do 50 cold calls a day. I have all my leads. I have all of this. I have all these emails from all these business owners, but they don't reach out every day. So it's not enough to just have an outreach method. You need to do this stuff every single day. You need to put in the inputs, okay? And I'm gonna show you the power of actually doing it. If you set yourself the goal of doing 50 dials a day, so 50 cold calls a day, every single day for just 3 months, after 3 months, you're gonna have done 4,500 dials. And that is the power of consistency. And guess what? If you dial 4,500 times, you need to close 0.1% of those calls, or 1 every 1,000 calls, just to get 4 clients in 3 months. This relates to the quote by Alex Hormozi that I absolutely love, and it's to do so much volume to where it would be unreasonable for you to lose or not be successful or achieve results. Because if you do 50 dials a day, every day for 3, 6, 8, 12 months, it would be unreasonable for you to not get a first client, because you would literally need to close such a small percentage for it to work. And that's the power of volume, and that's the power of consistency, and of course, actually doing the thing. Step 6 is a very important one as well, and that is to understand that you will be tested. This is a very famous quote by Napoleon Hill. He wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, a very popular book in the entrepreneurial space. But anyways, when he talks about what a test is, he's basically referring to a setback or challenge that is intended to break you. Because the reality is, whatever business you're starting, whatever AI clients you are trying to get on board, in the process of you doing that, you're going to encounter challenges that are going to make you want to quit. This is a non-negotiable. It is going to happen. Don't expect anything different. When these challenges occur, don't be shocked that they occur, because it's inevitable. What you need to understand is that it is part of the process, and you need to persist through them if you want to succeed. If you got any value out of this video, I'd really appreciate it if you liked, comment, and subscribed. It means a lot to us and our channel. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video.